Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Bimo. Today I will be presenting our business plan for developing an analytical lab. I am from SCL Group 8. My name is Muhammad Damir Ahmad Jamhari, matric number 207137. And these are my group members, Nihan Krishnan, Latifa and Siti Rashidin. So, starting off, what is the environmental sample use? Or in other words, the sample that we are expecting to receive. So the sample that we are expecting to receive are river water samples from Bukit Expo, which will be used to measure trace amount of several constituents such as sodium and calcium. The analysis of river water for trace metal contamination is an important step in ensuring human and environmental health. River water is regulated differently in different countries, but the goal is to minimize the pollution introduced into natural waterways, which is used for many other reasons, even for our tap water and for our drinking water. Now, for the equipments, the first equipment that we are going to use is ICP-OES. It's inductively coupled plasma optical emission spectroscopy. The purpose of this machine is to determine the composition of elements in a sample with the use of a plasma and a spectrophotometer. The price for this equipment is around 100,000 US dollar or 439,800 ringgit Malaysia. This equipment is mainly used for liquid samples, which first need to be turned into an aerosol. Nebulizer conducts the solution into a spray chamber. In the spray chamber, an aerosol is formed from the sample solution. Then the aerosol will enter an argon plasma. Then the high temperature in the plasma are sufficient to break down the sample into atoms and provide energy for ionization and excitation. The second equipment that we're going to need is a nuclear magnetic resonance (NMR) spectroscopy. The purpose of the machine is for an alternative analysis of water quality concerning the quantity of organic matters. The price for this equipment is around 17.8 million US dollar or 78,266,600 ringgit Malaysia for the bracket SN 1.2 gigahertz NMR. So NMR acts as a tool for wastewater analysis. NMR has the potential for analysis of solid, solution, and gel, even using a smaller tube diameter of NMR probe with one sensitivity. Smaller probes tend to be more tolerant to salt in the sample, which is of benefit for wastewater that it has not been treated to remove salts. Furthermore, NMR is a versatile technique that is able to analyze any analyte with a spin-active nucleus, such as hydrogen or carbon-13, along with many heteronuclei. Not only that, NMR is useful for structure determination and compound identification. It can also be used to examine non-covalent interaction between components of wastewater, such as pollutant protein or pollutant humid substance binding. The third equipment we're going to need is an ion chromatography. It is a fast and easy method to determine nitrate and sulfate in a large number of samples. The price is 19,000 USD or 83,600 ringgit. Thermoscientific Dynamics ICS 1100 with dynamic ASIP system. So the analysis of nitrate and sulfide presented one of the major problems in water analysis. Determination of nitrate in water by photometric analysis required the use of high concentrated sulfuric acid to nitrify an aromatic compound. The analysis of sulfate was time-consuming and labor-intensive. Instead, we can use ion chromatography, which is fast and easier method to determine nitrate and sulfate in a large number of samples. The anions were detected by conductivity. The suppressor system necessary for sensitive measurements using conductivity detection were improving. Furthermore, the separation columns for anion determination are much more efficient, since a wide offer of different columns allow to solve nearly all separation problems in routine analysis. Thus, it is possible to analyze bromide, chloride, fluoride, nitrite, nitrate, or phosphate and sulfate in one run. So, next up is the manpower allocation. First one, we're going to need 2 technicians. They will be the one to receive and labeling and safety storing samples to be tested. They will also be the one to determine and perform tests needed for the analysis and the report. Next, we need a few analysts. They are going to be the one testing and analyzing the samples. They need to know how to use the special equipment that comes along in chemical facilities. The third one we need is a lab manager, only one. They will be the one tasked to schedule staff, reordering supplies, and also maintaining security standards. We're going to need two people as the assistant for the lab manager, help technologists and scientists during lab tests and research. We need one cleaner to make sure the lab is always clean, clean the laboratory glassware and other items to the high standard required, make sure the working place is clean. And then we're going to need 2 security guards to undertake the surveillance of the premise and the protection of the staff, especially since the lab is going to be filled with expensive equipment that we don't want to lose. For their monthly salary, the technician is around 1,800 to 2,500 ringgit. For the lab analyst, it's around 1,950 to 2,650. The lab manager, 3,700 to 4,600 ringgit. The lab assistant, 1,500 to 2,500 ringgit. The cleaner, 1,500 to 1,800 ringgit. And the security guard, 1,500 to 1,800 ringgit. These are all the monthly salary that we propose give to them. And that is all from us. Thank you very much.